It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Chicago Bulls up against the New Orleans Pelicans. Well, for New Orleans, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball, looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. And as we
The Bulls play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it live for you right here from Chicago. First game of this trip here for the Pelicans. They're hoping to start it off with the W. And it's going to be the Bulls off the tip. Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Evans and Anderson, the forwards. Allen out there with Norris Cole. And it's Ashik in at the 5 down low. Gasol wide open. He fires. Drummond. And that one is stuffed right through.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
Allen, that's good.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Last year, the Pelicans, Greg, pushed their way into the postseason. It was a neck-and-neck battle for that number 8 spot, as you recall, with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And how about the excitement down the stretch? They were able to edge out the Thunder and Russell Westbrook on that just point binge down the stretch there. And what a final day that was. A big, huge win over the Spurs. Let them get into the postseason for the first time under the Pelican moniker.
And it's Evans missing.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Pass to Drummond. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
And as you said, I mean, New Orleans made the playoffs for the first time under the name Pelicans. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the Warriors in the first round and were promptly swept away.
Here's Cole. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And thinking back to the Pelicans playoffs from last year, let a 20-point lead slip away in that fourth quarter of Game 3. But they played better than a sweep and got valuable postseason experience for that young roster.
And for Norris Cole, such an important role player, Greg, for Miami for a number of seasons. Last year, shooting percentages dipped, and that is one of the reasons why he was probably traded to New Orleans.
Yeah, and a lot of that, I think, had to do with somebody dipping out of town.
Yeah,
LeBron James, that would probably change the quality of your shots. But both figures did go up dramatically once he got to New Orleans. And remember, now he's playing with another great player in Anthony Davis.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Rose gets to Gasol. Feeds to Butler. Back to Gasol. Shoots from the baseline. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Gasol's got his second basket.
You know, going back to Norris Cole last year, after the trade to the Pelicans, he shot better than he had in his entire career. That and the 2 championship rings he brought with him really helped the Pelicans take the next step in the team's development.
Bulls have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Now here's Rose. Not a lot of room, and he's off on his first shot of the game.
And, you know, talking about Norris Cole, this is a young man who still has plenty of upside. His assist-to-turnover ratio is solid. He's a competitive defender. I like where his game is going right now.
The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Cole's got his second bucket of the night.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
The offensive rebound. Out of bounds. New Orleans will take possession. As we get a break in the action, let's take a peek at the leading defenses. Number 1, the Bulls.
Points allowed is one of the key indicators for good defensive effort. And this team does a nice job because they force opponents into tough shots. They don't allow easy shots. They're all on the same page. They're aggressive. They're focused. They pay attention to detail. And for 48 minutes, they're going to make their opponents uncomfortable.
And so here is New Orleans following the miss by Derrick Rose. They set the pick. 5 on the clock. Here's Evans, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one on Rose.
And guys, Tyreke Evans is so versatile. Great instincts, well-developed skill set. He can beat you every way you turn.
And back to Tyreke Evans. He's a big, muscular guy for a wing. 7-foot wingspan, that arm span we've all admired and read so much about. Too strong for off guards, too quick for small forwards. He's kind of got a ubiquitous position.
He does. And Kevin, you know, it's funny. A lot of people have tried to place him in a box in terms of position. Instead of just saying he's a basketball player, the guy's strong, he's got tremendous physical attributes. Combine that with the ball handling and his confidence, and it gives you an interesting mix. I mean, he's one of the more unique, multifaceted guys we have in our league.
Looking at the last game for the New Orleans Pelicans, it was a win against Washington.
A lot of firepower coming off the bench in that game really allowed them to escape with victory.
I thought the bench was the X factor for him. You can't rely on that kind of scoring coming from the reserves every game, but when it shows up, it's a nice weapon.
Shot clock at 3. Cole. And again, no good by New Orleans.
He has got a lot of confidence in his game. You have to if you think you can knock one down from there.
Yeah, I think he maybe needs some time for some direct admonishment.
It's Evans, top of the key. Anderson outside. New Orleans moving it around. And Cole kicks to Evans. Tries it from the top of the key. Here's Hasek, and the layup's good off the glass.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Rose gets the bucket.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Last game for Chicago, it was a loss to the Clippers.
Yeah, but they didn't roll over in that game. Had a good chance still to pull out the victory, just couldn't come through in crunch time.
Greg, I thought it was a solid effort from them all the way around. I mean, as you and I know, moral victories are kind of empty consolation prizes. A loss is a loss.
So it's Chicago now, and the Pelicans picked up 3 with their last shot. Let's go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Alvin Gentry.
One player he doesn't want to overlook is Pau Gasol. He said Pau has that hook shot that is nearly impossible to guard, and that most of their defense on Pau will be centered around denying him the ball and forcing him to catch it away from the basket. We'll see if they can execute that plan, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. And it's Cole missing.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being overly aggressive.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
Tayshaun Prince, one of the ultimate Velcro guys. I mean, he's been in the league a long time. The consummate pro, as detailed, steady, and unflappable as they come.
games have been exceptional. He's averaging about 19 points per, 11 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, and anytime this club needs a bucket, he's their go-to. Just irrepressible and a prolific scorer.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Splitters checked in for Drummond. Gibson comes in for Pau Gasol. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Tayshaun Prince. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Bulls trail by 3. Outside Butler. Back to Rose. He dishes it to Splitter. Puts it up from 7. Another shot. And it's good on the way in.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Now here's Evans. Against Washington, he was really on his game. Gordon with a screen on Rose. The pass to Anderson. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there. I'm sure he appreciates it. A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
The Pelicans have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. Butler against Evans. The dish to Anderson. Pass to Ajinça. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Ajinça's got the game tied up here for the Pelicans. And here's Rose. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Clippers. Rose double-teamed. Outside Butler. Inside. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler.
And a moment now to look at the stats for Cole. How last month turned out for him? 11th in steals. And his playmaking ability, unquestioned, one of the top 15 assist men in our league.
And as we've been seeing, I mean, he's a difficult defender to bring the ball up against. Quick feet and quick hands.
Here's Cole. And Anderson kicks to Evans. There's the feed to Cole. To the middle. Here's Ajinça. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Now here's Rose. And he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game.
It's almost as if both teams are in a zone.
Well, offensively at least, partner. I mean, neither team's done jack diddly on D.
And so here is New Orleans after the Bulls pick up 2. Out to the right wing. Here's the screen. New Orleans moving the ball around. Just 5 to shoot. Evans goes in. Here's Anderson. Shot no good. And it's Chicago the other way.
And already we've got a very lopsided edge on the board for them.
Yeah, +5, as you mentioned. That didn't take very long, did it?
Now, safe to say that J.R. Smith has never been short on confidence. Clark his entire career.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who could actually play with confidence and back it up. When he's hot from the floor, he can take over games single-handedly.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw drop for Smith.
And for Smith and his confidence, last year even he said he's on pace to be one of the best shooters the game has ever seen. So obviously not lacking in belief in his ability.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Mirotic comes in for Butler. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Rose. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Pondexter comes in for Cole. J.R. Smith hits them both.
And not sure if I can agree with J.R. Smith's assessment that he'll be one of the greatest shooters of all time, but he's pretty deep into his career at this point. Maybe he's hoping for a Kyle Korver type of career after 30 years of age.
And the basket by Gordon. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Now, here's Clarkson. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Evans outside. Three-pointer, Pondexter. And Splitter pulls it down. Splitter's got his 4th rebound in this one. Smith with it, and it's Gordon picking him up. Smith outside. Kicks it to Clarkson. From 12 feet out, here's Gibson. And again, Chicago, no good.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempt.
Now here's Gordon. He's coming off a 10-point game against Washington.
And also his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved. How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Perkins with a screen on Smith. Back to Gordon. From downtown, the shot is off.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Good!
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Now here's Evans. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. That's good. Ajinsa's got 8 points.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no lying in those totals.
Clarkson kicks to Mirotic. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Pelicans lead by 3. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Anytime you can get to the rim consistently early in the game, it allows you to get into a good rhythm offensively.
It really does. I mean, it's a lot easier to get buckets inside. That's elementary, and they've done that through one.
They've got Drummond. Mirotic is out there with Pau Gasol. Then there's Jordan Clarkson, and it's Smith in a shooting guard. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors' offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league.
New Orleans in the lead. Gordon kicks to Pondexter. Allen against Smith. Dishes it to Babbitt. The 3, and that one's good.
What are they thinking leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Now, here's Clarkson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And let's see which big men have had the softest touch lately with this look at the leading field goal percentages among centers and power forwards in the last 10 games. Second, Andre Drummond.
And it's one thing to be able to create high-quality shots for yourself, but you still have to finish. And there's no doubt all those guys can do both.
Yes, sir. I mean, these guys make the most of every one of their easy opportunities. Missing layups is simply not part of their routine.
No good on the free throw. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
Bulls trail by 3 to the right side. Clarkson with the ball, and Allen picks him up defensively. The shot by Clarkson, no good.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
Pondexter with it, covered by Smith. Pondexter kicks to Allen. Here's Cole, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Cole's got the lead up to 5 now for the Pelicans. Gasol a screen. Now, here's Clarkson. Defense right on him. In the corner, Smith with it. Sinks the three-pointer. Smith's got 5. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's Cole. He's got 6. They set the pick. Over to the wing. Here's Babbitt with the 3. Rebound by the Bulls. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
Yeah, and taking on an interconference foe, certainly not a rival. They're the better team, and they showed it, winning both matchups last season.
Right you are. I mean, winning the games they were supposed to win. No doubt they'll look to continue that tonight.
And here are the Pelicans now, following the shot by Tayshaun Prince. Pondexter kicks to Ashik. Down low, here's Allen. Rejected by Gasol. The drive by Smith. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Chicago making a switch here. Rose is checked in. And the Pelicans also making a change. Anderson, he's checked in for Quincy Pondexter. Chicago shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. So many people overlook Pau Gasol prior to last season, seem to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their heads for not going harder after.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for J.R. Smith. Jimmy Butler. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Rose kicks to Drummond. There's the pick. Here's Gasol. The rebound by Anderson.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
He was all alone on that one. Cole's got 5 points now in the quarter.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Rose up on top. A floater cannot hit. And New Orleans will come the other way. Allen outside. He kicks to Cole. There's the triple. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Here's Rose. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Rose has got it all tied up now for Chicago.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Now here's Anderson. 20 points for him last game against Washington. Here's Cole. He's covered by Rose. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. New Orleans shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, actually excellent talent to make it special. And that combination is a winning one.
Here's Cole. The offensive rebound, a Sheik, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and you'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
And it's Wright missing.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
Babbitt, good.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Gasol setting the pick for Rose. Pass to Gasol. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his 7th assist here tonight.
And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was.
Here's Cole. 9 points in the game so far.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these threes. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
And he gets it to go. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form. Gasol. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. 7th in field goal percentage, and of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in blocks per.
And, you know, back to his phenomenal efficiency from 3. His consistent shooting creates a lot of openings in the defense.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Splitters checked in for Gasol. And Taj Gibson is subbed in for Tayshaun Prince. Allen dishes to Evans. The shot will not go. Great D that time from Gibson.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And all that hard work on the boards needs to continue because that potentially may swing the game.
Here's Butler, and he misses the go-ahead basket. New Orleans has gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Pass to Anderson. Here's Babbitt, guarded by Wright. Gibson with the steal. Outside Rose. Gibson with the screen on Anderson. A wide open look here for Wright. Misses the 3. New Orleans in the lead. Evans with it. Goes up the baseline. That doesn't go either for Evans. Bulls have gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. That doesn't go either for Butler.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
When you can make adjustments to the shot in midair and midstream and still knock it down, you know you're flowing.
New Orleans making some changes here. Perkins comes in for Ryan Anderson. And Gordon subbed in for Luke Babbitt. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for New Orleans.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
You know, we've seen them bearing their fair share of mid-range jumpers tonight, too. I mean, that's a good start for them.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. For Chicago, they have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now.
2 shots. Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
No good on that one. Well, last year the Pelicans were a team on the rise, making the playoffs. A solid season overall, especially on the road. Really, they sent notice by what they did away from New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, 17 road wins. I mean, you say to yourself, well, that doesn't sound great. But when you're a young, up-and-coming team, one of the things that you can really value is your ability to go into hostile environments and have success. They're going to be building on that confidence.
As for the Pelicans on the road, I mean, they had the fewest road wins of all the West playoff teams. The franchise hasn't had a winning road record since 2009 when they were the Hornets.
Bulls trail by 6. Rose goes in. He feeds it to Butler. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Butler's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. New Orleans has gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range.
And for the Pelicans and their road struggles last season, they are a younger team. It's a team built around a young superstar in Anthony Davis. So taking road lumps is just kind of part of that growing process.
And it's Gordon missing.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And it's Rose penetrating. Here's Splitter, and he jams it with authority.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Now here's Gordon. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. 4 on the clock. Puts one up from 19, and it comes off the front of the rim.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
Now here's Evans. After Jarrell Wright's miss, Allen for 3. Offensive rebound, Ajinça, and there's the bucket. Stand with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And last season, the Pelicans made it into the playoffs. I mean, could have had an easier road to get there if they were stronger against the Eastern Conference.
Great passing small forwards in the NBA on your screen right now. These are the assist leaders at that position in the past month. Tyreek Evans is third.
And these are some of the best teammates you're ever going to want. Very unselfish players at a position where you don't see a lot of offensive facilitating.
Yeah, you know, these guys are really more than capable of going it alone if the situation calls for it, but they much prefer to have everybody involved in the offense, and they go out of their way to try to make that happen.
Now here's Splitter. He's got 6. Smith the pass to Gibson, and the rejection by Perkins. Evans kicks to Gordon. To the paint. Here's Perkins. Off loose off the pick and hammers it home. 1:49 left in the first half. Now Clarkson. Out to Smith. Gibson setting the pick for Smith. Shot off the pick. The shot is good off the backboard. Smith's got 10 points in the game.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
Evans dishes to Gordon. Kicks it out to Evans. Another one falls for New Orleans.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Smith kicks to Clarkson. Smith against Gordon. To the middle. Here's Splitter. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one on Perkins. And the one thing Tiago Splitter gives you every year, Clark, is consistency. The numbers, the effort, the results, all very familiar every year.
Yeah, his game is really built on the intangibles. He hustles, he knows where he's supposed to be, he gets to the right spot at the right time, crashes the boards, takes charges. He does all the little stuff.
And for Tiago Splitter, he's been a relatively unsung player in his career, never getting his number called on offense, receiving little recognition from the media, but providing tough defense in the post. He shot over 55%, crashes the boards in the 20 minutes or so a game that he gets. So that's been good enough to really establish a productive career.
You know, getting back to Splitter, yes, you need superstars to win in this league, but you also need guys like him, guys who put the team first, will bust the gut to carry out their responsibilities on the floor, off the court, and in the locker room. You need all of that to be a championship team.
Now here's Gordon. 5 on the clock. They get it again. And it's slammed in by Perkins.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
And again, no good by Chicago.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
And so that's the end of the first half. New Orleans on top. They're up by 6. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with J.R. Smith. What is foremost in your mind going up against these guys tonight?
Well, I'm just starting off attack. Wait and see what my jump shot does in the second half and try to get to that free throw line.
JR, appreciate the time as always. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. Their biggest lead during the opening period was 5. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and inserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice shots. Those are some much-needed points, and it keeps them right in the game. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
Take a look at what Agensa's done. He's got 10 points, and they've got to be happy with his work on the glass, too.
They really do. He is not giving up any ground in the paint, and when the ball goes up, you know he's going to be there to fight for it.
On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. Evans and Anderson, the forwards. Norris Cole is out there with Allen, and it's Ashik in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark you can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
Bulls trail by 7. Rose kicks to Butler. Feeds to Drummond, tries from 10, and he overshot that one, missing. The Pelicans shooting 47%, pretty solid. Cole, the pass to Evans. Anderson dishes to Allen. 6 to shoot. And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Allen. Anderson's got his second basket of the night.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number one right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Now here's Rose. Floats one up. That one goes. Count. Rose has got 6. New Orleans leading by 7. Evans kicks to Cole. He dishes it to Anderson. Rose against Ashik. Here's Cole. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. 11 points in the game.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Now here's Butler. He has 7. Drummond sets the screen for Butler. Here's Gasol. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 12 points for Pau Gasol.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Here's Allen. 7 points in the game. The pass to Anderson. The dish to Cole. New Orleans moving it around, and he gets it to go. Ashik's got the lead up to 9 now for New Orleans.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
Derrick Rose possesses a great skill set, ball handling, passing, and understanding of how to score. First rookie to ever win the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge.
Getting back to Rose, it's his extraordinary handle that allows him to get anywhere on the floor. Such confidence in the way he dribbles and drives, whether it's getting up in a position to set up a teammate, taking himself. He's the one very best at controlling that ball.
It's a great point. I mean, guys like D. Rose, Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Kyrie, they all have maximized that skill. I mean, the thing that separates him and puts him in that Russell Westbrook category is the pure physical strength. When healthy, he's able to play with.
No good on the second free throw. Guys, you want to talk about one tough guy? How about the Turkish hammer, Ashik? Tremendous rebounder. A space eater in the paint, so long.
That's a great way to describe him, Kevin. Last year he finished 4th in the league in rebounds per minute. Plus he's always lurking as a shot blocker.
He is. Fast break. Here we go. Butler on the wing. He has 7. Off target from the wing. Pelicans leading by 8. Evans with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Evans kicks to Anderson. To the left side wing. Evans outside. Asik the screen for Evans. Off the screen. Shot no good. And it's Chicago the other way.
You know, going back to Asik, I mean, he's not just a big, immobile guy. I mean, he's got really good flexibility, and that's helped him develop some post moves at the offensive end. He's no longer Mr. Dunk or nothing.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
And going back to Amir Asik's toughness, you can see it in his face. I mean, he's not going to smile at you. He's not going to show you any expression at all. Just a cold-blooded monster on the floor.
An update from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. He told Gasol that he wants their offense to run through him. Coach emphasized getting him as many touches as possible, saying he is going to be one of the guys to carry us the rest of the way. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Cav, it'll be interesting.
And thank you, Doris. Now here's Asik. He's got 8. Left side, Anderson. A fader. And the shot is good. Anderson's got 4 points this quarter. Bulls trail by 8. Rose kicks to Butler. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
And a quick check of the stats for Drummond. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. First in field goal percentage. And he's an elite glass eater, a factor inside among the top 10 in rebounds per game.
Yeah, and you're right. He's been the pinnacle of scoring efficiency. Never seems to take a bad shot.
They set the screen. Allen passes to Cole. Screen by Asik. Wide open look. A second chance effort. Can't get it to go. Good D by Drummond. Bulls have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Rose against Allen. Rose attacking. Baseline try. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Rose has got 9.
You know, guys, when you see it come together like that, I mean, that's the offensive set you want to have. Well done.
Asik with the bucket.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Here's Gasol. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 4th assist in this one.
You know, I think when you've got somebody that open on the perimeter, a good shooter, the kickout's the only choice.
Here's Cole. 11 points in the game. 3 on 3. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
That's how you make it happen, guys. Ball pressure and then a run out.
And that's how you flip the script in terms of momentum right there.
You know, as the season wore on, guys, the Pelicans became a matchup that nobody wanted to see. Very tough against teams and had very few weaknesses, too.
Here's Babbitt. 5 points in the game. Cole hands it from downtown. Cole's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Rose kicks to Drummond, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Well, for the Pelicans last season, they were a tough matchup. The defense was one thing, but their mentality, the way they thought through the game, was fantastic.
Yeah, and Kevin, you look at their record against other playoff teams, and it stacks up well. I mean, they made the playoffs by never thinking they were at a disadvantage on the floor. And having that kind of confidence in a young team, that only really speaks for positives moving forward.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Before getting dinged up, Brian Anderson was rolling. I mean, over the first few seasons of his career, improved in efficiency in all areas. Then he had the back injury, and last season his shooting percentages really went south.
This group of shooting guards has given us a little bit of something extra lately, including excellent rebounding, so you can see those numbers. Second, Jimmy Butler.
And these are sort of your do-it-all guys. I mean, even if rebounding isn't necessarily a priority for shooting guards, it's still something that helps your team get wins.
Absolutely. When your two guard can squeeze the orange like that, as each of these players on that list can, it can be a major X factor for you.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group to the paint and finished off by Mirotic.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high, fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
Pondexter with it, covered by Mirotic. Here's Cole. He's got 14. Rebound by Smith.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
No good from Gibson.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Perkins with a screen on Splitter. Cole dishes to Perkins. Lays it up and banks it in. Perkins got 8.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Smith outside. Splitter sets a screen. Shot on the wing. Gordon with the defensive effort.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Here's Pondexter. Outside Gordon. The tray. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Gibson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Clarkson passes to Gibson. And again, Chicago. No good. Pelicans leading by 5. Here's Cole. Outside Gordon. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going and you just want to keep it going.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half.
Now here is Mirotic, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Oh, and here we go with Gordon. Nobody back.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch in how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Here's Smith after Eric Gordon's bucket. Looking to end the run. Nice shot by Smith. Smith's got 12 in the game.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's Gordon. 8 points for him. Chicago grabs the miss. Splitter's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Screen by Smith. Clarkson kicks to Mirotic. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Nikola Mirotic, drafted as a late first-rounder, Clark, back in 2011. The Spanish star finally made his rookie debut in the NBA last season, and it was worth the wait.
It sure was, Kevin. I mean, once he started to get consistent PT, I mean, he was remarkable. Can run like the wind for a big guy, not that strong, but more aggressive than you'd think.
And back to Mirotic last season, per 36 minutes, he averaged 18 points, 9 rebounds. He was also a tremendous foul shooter for a rookie big and made the all-rookie first team, was 2nd in Rookie of the Year voting. I mean, what more could you ask for?
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And, you know, for Mirotic, his value extends to the defensive end as well. He did a surprisingly good job of racking up blocks and steals last season. You have to believe that if he improves his power and consistency, an all-star nod isn't so far off.
Now here's Evans. 6 points for him. They shoot again, and that's 2 points on the layup. Evans has got his 3rd basket of the night. Bulls trail by 8. Pass to Smith. The feed to Splitter. Perkins with the block. Now running up the court, Evans trying to push it up. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And now we get a moment to see the numbers for Tyreke Evans. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. Averaging about 16 points, 6 assists, and 8 rebounds. All around brilliance for him lately. And guys, he's really taken his play to another level.
He sure has. I mean, game by game, you can just see the confidence growing. And he's put up large numbers to prove it.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one.
Check out the game for Evan. He has 8 points, and the assist numbers tremendous.
His court vision is on par with anybody. I mean, he could not pass the ball any better than he is right now.
That's off as well, so he misses both. Last season was possibly the best of Tyreke Evans' career, at least since his unbelievable rookie campaign.
Yeah, and Kev, a lot of that has to do with his injury history. I mean, last year he played in 79 games. That's the most of his career. So you could say it was probably the healthiest season he's had since he was a rookie.
55 seconds left in the 3rd. Smith on the wing. There's the triple, and he gets the bucket. Smith's got 5 points now this quarter.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3 ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
Now, here's Ajinça. He's got 10. Inside, here's Pondexter, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Well, last season, Quincy Pondexter was moved to the Pelicans. He really took off after the trade and played some of his best basketball to date.
Pondexter last year was very valuable after the trade. Career highs, Clark, in points and minutes played for him with the Pels.
Yeah, and you know, he showed he can really be a 3 and D guy. Shot over 40% from deep, with the Pelicans and defended pretty much every position on the perimeter.
The Bulls making a switch here. White's checked in. He hits the second from the line. 35 seconds left in the third. Now, here's Clarkson. They set the screen, and he gets it to go. And it's 8 points for Nikola Mirotic.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
And here's Evans. 8 points for him. From deep three-point range, off target with that shot. And we've reached the end of the third. Pelicans lead by 7. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Bulls trail by 7. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So the Bulls 5 right now. Rose is the 1 with Butler is the 2. Pau Gasol is out there with Andre Drummond, and it's Prince in at the small forward position.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Kicks to Gasol. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. 16 points for Pau Gasol.
Yeah, great post position. That's going to be key here in crunch time.
Dishes it to Babbitt. Rose against Gordon. 13 feet away. The shot is off. Good D by Drummond. And for the Bulls, they're shooting 51% from the field. They'll take that. Got that bucket in no time at all. And that's 13 points for Butler.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Evans dishes to Anderson. Gordon against Rose. Gordon goes in. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Butler. A second chance effort. And it's Drummond missing. Pelicans leading by 3. Passes it to Evans. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Rose kicks to Drummond. Butler up top, defended by Gordon. Puts it up from 12. Jimmy Butler once again.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now here's Evans. He kicks to Babbitt.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson again, folks, alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Time now to take a quick peek at our Jordan player of the game. He had a double-double that made a huge difference tonight. He never let up, and his performance really inspired the rest of his team.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew,